most graciously, the most merciful, Your Excellency Prime Minister of Republic of Croatia, Your Excellencies Ministers, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I'd like to begin by extending a warm welcome to the Prime Minister of the Republic of Croatia and his accompanying delegation, which includes esteemed ministers, businessmen, and representatives of Croatian companies to your second country, Egypt. There is no doubt that the visit of the Prime Minister of Croatia marks the beginning of a new phase in our relations, as we witness shortly the signing of MOUs to strengthen the cooperation frameworks between our two countries. Soon, the launch of the Egyptian-Croatian Business Forum activities will be alongside this visit, which gives me full confidence that this will contribute significantly to enhancing the level of economic relations, opening new horizons for increased mutual investments and boosting trade exchange between our nations. It is with great pleasure that I acknowledge the remarkable development in the relations between Egypt and Croatia in various fields. One of the most important indicators of this progress is the increasing frequency and quality of meetings and reciprocal visits between both sides. The most recent of these was my meeting with my dear friend Prime Minister Andrej Plenković during the Davos Forum in January 2025. Additionally, last year, we had the honor of a visit from His Excellency Mr. Zoran Milanovic, President, and it was in February 2024. And also the visit of Mr. Plenković in the COP27 summit, which is quite important. In fact, the mutual or trade exchange between our two countries had notable growth in recent years, and in the business forum we will boost the contribution of private sector in our two countries. In the field of energy, we are proud of the constant cooperation between the Egyptian and Croatian companies. Petrojet, the Egyptian company, is constructing offshore platforms in the Adriatic Sea in partnership with Croatian and Greek companies. On the other hand, INA company, the Croatian company INA, also participates in some oil and gas concessions in Egypt, reflecting the solid relationship between our countries in this vital sector. In the construction and building sector, we have seen increasing collaboration between Egyptian and Croatian construction companies, and I actually took the opportunity to present to my counterpart the expertise of the construction Egyptian companies due to the mega projects that were constructed over the past decade. These companies today have went beyond the Egyptian borders and have become the best ambassador of Egypt to a number of neighboring countries. We also discussed how to integrate the Egyptian companies in the construction sector in Croatia in partnership with Croatian companies. In addition, the Egyptian workers and His Excellency Prime Minister emphasized that the skilled Egyptian workers are welcomed in Croatia. There are now more than 6,000 Egyptian workers in Croatia. We also discussed on how to open the Croatian market for the skilled, formal Egyptian labor that could be there seasonally or permanently. Also, the tourism sector is quite important. It's a sector that we discussed. We agreed upon the importance of facilitating or opening direct flight routes between Egyptian and Croatian cities in the near future. In terms of mutual support for those who are nominated to hold positions in international positions, the Prime Minister also emphasized the support for the nominee of UNESCO. He emphasized the support of Croatia of the Egyptian nominee in the in the position of the director of UNESCO, the election of which would be in 2025. Of course, much of the bilateral talks and extensive talks were about the status quo of the region and the situation in Gaza specifically and some other states in the Middle East. In fact, both Egypt and Croatia agree upon points in these issues and the importance of having a lasting solution for this case. Before concluding my speech, I would like to reiterate that we mourn with great sorrow the passing of His Excellency Ambassador Ayman Tharwat, Ambassador of the Arab Republic of Egypt to the Republic of Croatia, who passed away a few days ago before this visit. He actually played a significant role in supporting the Egyptian-Croatian relations in the past 3 years. I'd like also to take this opportunity to extend my thanks to the Prime Minister for his support in this issue, and he personally engaged. He tried through his calls to provide all the health support to the ambassador while he was sick, yet unfortunately he passed away. Accordingly, I'd like to re-extend my thanks for his personal contribution to this issue. Last but not least, Croatia in fact is a strategic ally to Egypt in the European Union. I extend my constant thanks for Croatia to Croatia for supporting Egypt in all the files between the European Union and Egypt. It always supports Egypt in its bilateral relations with the European Union. So again, I would like to extend my appreciation and thanks to the support of Croatia to Egypt. Your Excellency Prime Minister, we are pleased of your presence in Egypt, and hopefully this would open more avenues for cooperation in all fields, specifically economic fields. The floor is yours, sir. شكرا جزيلا دولة رئيس الوزراء مصطفى مدبولي. أولا أود أن أشكرك على كرم الضيافة والذي أسبغتموه علي أنا ووفدي. أود كذلك أن أشكر وزراء مصر ومفتي مصر. أود أن أقول إننا خضنا مناقشات ممتازة وذلك لتعزيز
and this is in order to enhance our relationship existed between Egypt and Croatia. So both countries seek to enhance the relations in the future. Today we tackled bilateral relationship as also historical ties. We also engaged in a dialogue, as you suggested as well. And last week, I'm really glad because this is my third visit to Egypt. And this summit that Egypt hosted, today we signed 3 memorandum of understanding in culture, cooperation in joint investment, and also in Alexandria and Arica ports, which asserts the importance of trade between the two countries in a way that connects Suez Canal and the strategic role of Egypt, as Croatia participated in its establishment long time ago, and also as well as the Croatian port which has a strategic position and stands in the sea. I think that today we have more than 20 representatives of businessmen in Croatia that will hold a meeting that will gather the economic forum and will meet Egyptian businessmen, which will open new horizons for entrepreneurship. So it's our first presence in Egypt to build a relationship, a partnership in this regard. which are most important goals for us here, to be a part of the fabrics of this country in order to implement the strategy between Egypt and the European Union that started in last spring. And I'm sure that there is an important role the new commissioner will take over, Ms. Dobra, who is an excellent politician and was a commissioner for more than 5 years, also in the European Parliament in the last 2 years. So she knows a lot of MENA, and will have an important role in boosting this relationship. And in regards to the funding, comprehensive funding between Croatia and Egypt, and when it comes to our visit, yesterday we visited the Shatf as Croatian British people, refugees, the Croatian refugees attended there before the Second World War. We know that some of them, some of the delegation had families in that area, and those people passed away in that time due to the war that took place there. So we thank them for their hospitality, for taking them refugees, and that at that time, just tomorrow, I will visit Alexandria, and I will address a remark in there to see the history or the historical ties that link both of us. I would also like to provide intensive support to nominate your expert for the position of the General Secretary of UNESCO, as Egypt has a high-profile delegation in this regard. We are looking forward to seeing this expert in this position, as it highlights how much diplomacy is important. And when it comes to crisis, of course, we tackled the security circumstances in the area and in Africa. And we asserted our Ukrainian support to implement justice and to gain their regional sovereignty. We also tackled the area close to Egypt. We understood Egypt's aspiration to reconstruct and rebuild Gaza Strip after the war between Israel and Hamas, which led to casualties in both sides that we condemn. We here depend on a constructive role Egypt will take over globally and regionally. And we will also call upon international community and other neighborhood countries in order to reach two-state solutions. I'd also like to praise the support in the cooperation field in economy, in cooperation in economy, as you mentioned, MENA and Petrojet, where Egypt worked in a long time ago. We are looking forward to a more pioneering role, which will increase and enhance the relation, as we are both touristic countries in the middle and in MENA. So Croatia is in MENA for 2 years now. Therefore, we are joining to OECD next year. Egypt, Australia is preparing to send 2 million tourists, and we want to boost this cooperation between the two countries in order to visit your great country. And the example I mentioned in regards to Egyptian labors, we can host a large number, and we can say that Egyptian citizens are one of the fourth most nationalities supporting labor market in Croatia. And I'd like to restructure this cooperation by an agreement. I'm glad to working with you and to hold trade meetings like this, as well as with the Arab League General Secretary. Thank you for your hosting today. This is a great matter.